Hello, I am going to talk about sign language as a means of communication for individuals diagnosed with autism that are nonverbal or have a very small vocabulary. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use a specific client in this video due to HIPAA regulations at the center that I work for, but I can discuss some of the pros and cons of using sign language as a means of communication. I've been doing a lot of research about this, and I have found obviously, that nonverbal individuals with autism can learn to communicate with sign language. Many autistic children respond well to sign language because it is visually based and it does provide a quick mode of communication. I do work at an autism center as a therapist currently, and I know that with our early learners who have not yet learned to speak, we start introducing them to very basic signs so that they are able to communicate with us. We start off with some pretty simple signs like eat, drink, go, potty. All done is a big one that we use. Things like swing, wagon, iPad. We really base the signs that we teach on the specific child and the specific interests that they have while they spend their time at the center. Research also shows that it may actually help nonverbal people, children in this case, to become verbal. So, when we introduce new signs, we usually pair the sign with the word. So once the learner has mastered each sign and can independently mand without being prompted to do so, we begin to add in different vocals to begin learning those actual words. So, for example, for the sign all done, when we're teaching it, we're doing the sign with the word. So we're doing all done, all done, all done, and we do that until the particular child has met the criteria of mastery for that certain sign. When they're able to sign the all done without being prompted, then we start prompting them to do the vocals. So we would go on to a simple vocal like duh. So we would, have them do duh, duh, duh. And sometimes that takes a little bit longer. Sometimes kids catch on very quickly. So once they're able to master that duh, we'll add in something like ah, duh, something like that. Once they're able to master those words, then we start to fade the signs and start shaping those different vocals so that they are able to learn how to produce the words that they're signing and manding for. For some learners, like I said, very quick process. For others, it does take a long time, and that's perfectly fine. Some of the advantages of using sign language include the fact that it is inexpensive, it's obviously portable, and communication can take place quickly. The inability to communicate can be frustrating and could be a source of different maladaptive behaviors. So, sign language can help reduce those negative behaviors such as tantrums, noncompliance, self-injury, aggression, which often result of being unable to communicate a want or a need, which is very frustrating. And also by providing a form of communication, you increase the opportunity for social interaction, which is awesome. On the other hand, the downside of using sign language to communicate is the issue of availability and the need for other competent signing communicators. Even if significant others in the child's life can read and fluently sign, it is unlikely that others in the community will be able to do so as well. This greatly limits accessibility to various environments for learners with autism, and it can be really scary, creating a sense of feeling alone. I do work with a little boy who is diagnosed with autism, and he is also deaf. And although he can pick up a new sign in a matter of days, he does get very anxious when he is around other people who cannot understand what he's saying or communicate with him at all. So, that being said, I think it is important to remember that sign language and verbal communication can be taught simultaneously. It can be an incredible tool that can increase communication, independence, and academic achievement for people on the spectrum. Sign language can be used in different situations, especially in early learners who are nonverbal with no way to communicate, and of course, individuals who are deaf. I've been lucky enough to be part of teaching some kids I've worked with their very first signs and been there to watch them speak their very first word. And now those are the same kids who are basically speaking in sentences and paragraphs and communicating with us like any average person on the street would. So I've been able to see firsthand the amazing things that sign language can do. Thanks for listening. Bye.